In this election, the Spartacist League is calling to vote for the trade unionist and socialist coalition, pro socialist independent candidates, as well as the Workers' Party, which is what I want to talk about here. The Workers' Party, in particular, is standing candidates against left labor candidates, and so it's key to vote for the Workers' Party to send a clear message against those labor candidates who refuse to break with Starmer. However, the Workers' Party is a new political animal which contains all the contradictions of its leader, George Galloway. So, on one side, it's running an openly anti Starmer campaign on a pro socialist, pro Palestine basis, and they staunchly also oppose the liberal woke left. However, their attacks against the liberals ranges from opposing green anti-worker measures like ULEZ, which we oppose to embracing British nationalism, the colors of the Union Jack, socially conservative politics, like regarding trans, gays, abortion, etc. So, in the name of fighting the liberals, the Workers' Party falls into British chauvinism. And in turn, the liberals and the Starmerites attack it for this. So, I want to get one thing out of the way. The pro NATO, anti worker green liberals, or the Stooges, who support Sir Kid Starver's Labour Party of genocide, have no lesson to give to the Workers' Party. And for decades, the left has liquidated into liberalism, which has only chained the working class to pro EU, pro imperialist so called progressives who represent the middle and upper classes of London. And this has been a disaster for the working class, and every fight back was deemed racist by these liberals, like Brexit. That is why a lot of working people are turning to the right wing. So, us in the Spartacist League, our criticism of the Workers' Party have nothing in common with those liberals, but are over how to defeat the liberals. The working class must oppose liberals based on its own class interests. But that's not what the Workers' Party pushes. Its embrace of British nationalism, socially backward attitudes, only puts them into a block with another, more conservative wing of the British ruling class. So you see, the traditional values of the British upper class are the unity of His Majesty's kingdom against Scotland and Ireland, Christian morality, and sexual regimentation. And all these ideas are pushed into the working class to keep it obedient and are used as a club against anyone fighting oppression. Remember Margaret Thatcher. Who did Margaret Thatcher hate? She hated the Soviet Union, she hated striking miners, and she hated gays and Irish Republicans, which she all viewed as threat to Western civilization. So, if the Workers' Party was a real working class party, it would defend trans people and stand for sexual freedom. Not out of liberal sensitivity, but because there's a whole right wing hysteria whipped up against trans, which is used to repress all youth, which is used to strengthen religious reaction, and which will be used against other minorities like Muslims and the workers' movement as a whole. So it's obvious then that the liberals and the Starmerites are attacking the Workers' Party precisely on the basis of the defense of liberal values on gays or trans or illegal migrants or whatever, and attacking its social conservative politics. But to reject the defense of these oppressed group is wrong. It's a wrong reaction to the liberals. And actually, it's a capitulation to the liberals because then the liberals can say that they are the only one defending oppressed minorities like gays and trans, etc., and will use it to pit these minorities against the working class. That's how the whole debate over wokeness just keeps the oppressed at each other's throats. So, to cut through this, you have to take up the cause of all those oppressed by this rotten system and link it with the cause of the liberation of the working class against the Tories, as well as against the liberals and the Starmerites, who are all enemies. It's the same thing with Scotland, for example. The refusal of the Workers' Party to defend Scotland's self determination and national rights means they'll never win Scottish workers. And it plays right into the hands of the SNP, who thrives on English chauvinism and on Scotland's real national oppression inside the United Kingdom. You can't unite the working class under a socialist banner if you embrace the Union Jack and religious morality. This is all ideological rubbish pushed by the upper class to keep workers divided. And if you embrace that, you cannot fight the liberals, you cannot fight Starmer, nor can you fight for Palestine or for socialism. That's our problem with the Workers' Party. Now, that said, there's many people on the left who refuse to vote for the Workers' Party because of its social conservative politics. And this is a liberal mistake. Because at the end, there's not a fundamental difference between the Workers' Party, between the trade unionist and socialist coalition, between Jeremy Corbyn. All of these people defend variations of what we communists called Little England socialism or left laborism. And actually, the Workers' Party sometimes strikes a chord which is closer to the old traditional labor left with its social conservatism, for example. And ultimately, the program of Little England socialism cannot lead the working class to victory because it always ends up conciliating the ruling class. So we support the Workers' Party in this election because its success will be a slap in Starmer's face by a force claiming to represent the working class, but also because the more the Workers' Party is successful, the more it will be torn by the fact that you can't fight for socialism while at the same time sharing the values of Winston Churchill. And lastly, we note that the Workers' Party is a new formation and an eclectic one, to say the least, and George Galloway is a political maverick. This means that he has attracted a lot of, well, not a lot, but some dodgy candidates. We can't evaluate all of them here. We urge our followers to scrutinize Workers' Party candidates and vote only for those who stand with the working class, which there are many. So on July 4, vote Workers' Party together with the Trade Unionist and Socialist Coalition and pro-socialist independents. No vote for Labour, no vote for pro-Starmer Labour lefts.